Hello and welcome. I'm joined here by a legend of local soccer, and in particular junior soccer. I'm joined by Noel Crampsey, been a member of Oxford United Stars since 1960 odd. This is his 68th year with the club, and it's great to see you, Noel.
Good to be here, Billy. It's a long time since we met in the old Saturday morning league.
Mm-hmm.
So it was. And we played in a very famous game, and the forerunner of it, the Thursday League. We played the RAF in a final, and they presented us with the cup. We won, and it was the Pakenham Cup.
Pakenham?
Yes, and this was a famous cup, and it goes back to the reason the D&D was formed.
Right.
Because Catholics were not allowed to play in it.
And the Pakenham Cup?
Yes.
Right.
A very famous cup.
Who was that cup named after?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
And after you found out the rules, you didn't want to know either?
No, well, it was strange. Like, that must have been 1920s. It was 25, that was when the D&D was formed.
Yeah.
And that was the reason they formed the D&D. It was to give Catholics a place to play football.
Right. Listen, you're a picture of health. I know you hadn't been well there for a while. Everything looking good.
Well, it's hard to kill a bad one,
Hard to keep a good one down there. So, listen, Oxford United, since you joined in the juvenile leagues and what have you, you entered the team in the intermediate league. What was the reason behind that?
Well, the reason behind that was Derry City had went out of senior football, and we felt that the local young players were not getting a chance to play at a better level. So we decided to put a team in it, the Intermediate League, which was the Northern Ireland Intermediate League, was the title of it. And Liam Quigley, me and Bobby Ross went up to Dungannon to a meeting, and the league was formed from there. Myola, Dungiven, Roe Valley, Tobermore, Enniskillen, I think was in it the first year it started. And it was a good standard. Port Stewart, it was a good standard.
It was a standard then where it was a proper intermediate league.
Oh, yeah.
There's several intermediate leagues now in the
Well,
province.
I mean, they overdone it.
And they sort of diluted it somewhat.
Yes, they did. They did.
Oxford United they still remain a force in the intermediate league.
Oh, we won an odd trophy and thing. But I mean, it's an opportunity for the kids to play at a different level. And we think because you have to train 2 nights a week and be a wee bit more professional about it, that's what gives you a chance of making the grade higher up.
I'm going to cast your memory back to 1966. Oxford changed somewhat then, because you were looking to play senior football then, weren't you?
Well, we've always sort of tried to play at the highest level we can.
Yeah.
For the kids, because they're the important people. We're only custodians of the thing, but they're the most important people.
A couple of names that come to mind around that 66 year: Tony O'Donnell, Liam Quigley.
I brought Tony O'Donnell, and when we decided a youth policy, because Tony had been involved on St Eugene's Boys Club, and I used to give a bit of a hand over St Eugene's, and I persuaded Tony to come in, and Tony at that time was running Derry Thirds under Jimmy Hull, and Liam Quigley was helping him, so that's how Liam became involved in it. And then later on, Tony got coached away to run the drama club, and he was involved in organising the pantomimes and the stuff in Derry, you know. Yeah. And it was a big loss to junior football. Mm-hmm. But after him, then Murray Gormley came in. I taught Murray into coming in, and Murray came in, And Murray was very good, and a lot of players came through it, done really, really well under Murray. And Murray was very black and white. you had to do the work, and that was it. And Paul Key, John Cunningham, and Peter Hutton, David Campbell come into mind. You know, they benefited from Murray, and only now when they're older and they're wiser.
Hopefully wiser.
And you talk to them now, and they would say, "Oh, Murray was way ahead of his time." You know,
Yeah.
And that he was a good man. He was a good man.
1978, seen the dynamics change for Oxford United. That's when you went into the Intermediate League. Was that a great stepping stone to encourage youngsters to aim for that wee bit?
Oh, it was because you had to be a wee bit more professional. You know, you had to get away from the days throwing the rag out on the floor and saying help your back. So you hung the jerseys up and you put up the pants, and you were there an hour before the game, and you know.
Just make everything that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the days that come in. 1.5, 2. You know, there was a very good there.
That's your best memory at Oxford United.
The best memories.
Yeah.
The sharing the success that we had, you know, and the thing we beat Derry in the last game, played under the AFA. We beat them in the final of the Intermediate Cup. So we did.
Before they.
Yes, before they progressed into the thing.
So that's a milestone itself.
Well, you know, that was a good occasion. You know.
I'm going to put you on the spot a wee bit. Who do you reckon is your best player that ever wore an Oxford shirt?
Very, very hard to say. The boys that, like David Campbell, played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, for Northern Ireland. Declan McDowell played for Derry and the old IFA days. Played in the FAI as well. Peter Hutton was a thumping player who should have. I do not know why he never got an opportunity of playing senior football. You know, sorry, when I say senior, I mean across the water in England.
Yeah.
You know, he was tremendous.
He carved himself out a great career.
He was a tremendous player.
Yeah.
He was a tremendous player, so he was.
So you're not going to nail it down to one person, you're going to give me several?
Well, I mean, I'd stick my neck out and say Peter Hutton, you know, I mean, like...
Now, when you just mentioned names there, like David Campbell played in the World Cup, and you're talking about a lad that just carved his career out here at home, and only managed his hometown club. You're picking him as your best. They put on Oxford.
Well, I think it was. You know, he had a long career at it. You know, he had a long career. You know. So
what's your vision for the future for Oxford United? Where do you see them going?
Well, I mean, economics is a big thing in football, and Oxford are a crowd of fellas who we have a very, very, very good committee on people now, and you know, it's all it's raising money and trying to have money. If you had money, you could do so much for the kids, you know.
Tell me this and tell me no more. You came in to the 4 in the 60s, you know what I mean, and you just wanted to be involved with Oxford United Football Club, you know what I mean. But you've met an awful lot of people along that journey.
Oh, aye.
People that have had an influence maybe on you also, like, you know what I mean.
Ah.
So, give me an insight into somebody that's made you the person you are.
Well, I mean, I think Tony O'Donnell and Murray Gormley had big says on the way you thought about the game, you know, you had big says. Then you met other people like in my lifetime.
Yeah.
The best player come out of Derry in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Is Joby Crossan.
Joby still remains a very good friend to this
Yes,
day.
and he'd be a good friend of mine. But I mean, he was the best player. I mean, you look a young man, 19, 20 years of age, had to go to Holland, Belgium, you know. Yeah. He speaks 4 languages maybe.
Oh no, I can't understand him.
And and they do all that, you know, and it was a tremendous success for somebody that was, you know, like he had only as they would say in Derry, a whole school education, you know, and I think it was tremendous. He carved out the career that he carved out.
Always had a marvellous career, marvellous career.
Powerful.
And it was also, it was personal friends with like a Brian Clough played together.
I taught Brian Clough how to dress and all.
There you go, there you go. Oxford United, how many teams have you got servicing the community at the minute?
We would have been 9 or 10.
Right, and that's a big impact on a community like Derry. Their youngsters have somewhere to go. And you know, I always find when you're dealing with academies and dealing with younger players, you're not just trying to develop a footballer, you're developing a full personality.
That's what it's about too. You know, that's the important thing. The important thing is that they have to learn to be disciplined, and that can serve them the rest of their life.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a great stepping stone for them.
Oh, it is terrific, and that's where the fun is. The fun is with the kids.
Yeah.
There's no fun with adults.
It's very, 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 very hard to change an adult mentality, but it's very, very easy to
adults are
get a child in the right
adults are pain in the arse.
Listen, it's been absolutely wonderful talking to you.
know.
I could sit here all day and chat just without cameras on or anything else, because you come across as a real football person, a guy that loves the game, and a guy that loves to give something to the game. To me, you're a local legend as far as that goes. And I tell you, it's been an absolute pleasure. Noel Crampsey, thank you very, very much. Pleasure.